Antebellum was not good. Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Picante J back at it again with another video, and today we're going to be talking about the movie Antebellum. Now, if you've never heard of this movie, it was basically this suspenseful, horror-ish thriller movie that was announced for 2020. It was going to come out earlier this year, but due to certain reasons based on a certain virus, it got pushed back, and now it has released on video on demand. Alright, and it's starring Janelle Monáe. And if you're asking, Jordan, did you pay for this movie for video on demand? I did not, but I cannot tell you my sources of how I was able to acquire this film. Okay, just know that I did not pay for it. Okay, I'm putting it out there. And after this review, you'll see why I'm happy that I didn't pay for it. So basically, if you're not familiar with this film, the trailer sets it up as being basically this woman, basically she is kidnapped and sent to a plantation, alright? She's living in her normal world, glamorous or regular life in the modern world, and then she's brought back to basically slavery, alright, on a plantation. And that's what the trailer gives us. And for the first 10 minutes of the film, we spend the majority of time on the plantation, but we don't know what's going on. We just know that the girl wants to get out. So you're like, so is this in the past or is this in the future? What's going on? But then that 15 minutes actually turns into 30 minutes. And then that 30 minutes actually turns into 38 minutes, because at the 38-minute mark, we actually go back to the modern world, or back to like the regular civilization, but you're still in the dark as to like, how did we get back here? Like, is there time travel going on? And this, mind you, this movie's only an hour and 38 minutes or something like that. So we're almost to halfway. We're like a third of the way through this movie, and we don't really know what's going on yet. And within these first 38 minutes, there is barely anything going on. In the exposition, there's not much exposition at all. Alright, the dialogue between these two female characters, Janelle Monáe's character and Kiersey Clemons' character, they do talk about certain things in their little conversations, but it doesn't really give us much context to go off of. So once we pass the 38-minute mark and we're in the modern world, in modern civilization, I guess you would say, the movie keeps dropping hints and clues, but it's at such a slow pace, and it's like there's 10 minutes of meaningless dialogue, and here's a clue. Alright, here's another 5 minutes of people talking about their breakfast plans, and here's another clue of what might be going on. It's like, let's get to the plot, okay? Like, the dialogue in this movie is so meaningless, and the movie itself is so boring, that you try to make sense of the dialogue, but there's nothing there. But after 15 minutes or 20 minutes of being in the modern world, we finally go back to the plantation, and then now you have an idea of the chronological events in this movie. You finally have some clarity. But at this point, we're like 50 minutes into the movie. We're halfway through the movie, and we're just now understanding what's going on. Okay, it shouldn't take that long. Let's see if the second half was redeemable. The second half wasn't redeemable. Like, in the second half of the movie, there is a tragedy, and this moment in this film is supposed to make you feel some type of way, alright, based on the way that it's shot, alright, based on the score, but it just doesn't hit. It doesn't hit. You're like, oh wow, that sucks. And the second half, it followed the same plot, the escape plan, alright, so the movie was one note. At a certain point, you knew where the film was going, and you had enough information from the film, so you knew that it can only go this one way, and it's not going anywhere else. There's not going to be a twist. If there's going to be a twist, it's coming out of left field, because this movie is just too predictable. It's one note. There was nothing else going on. They had to have all these filler conversations, and it went somewhere, but the conversations went nowhere. Like, also, there's this one scene near the end of the movie that's like trying to be really powerful and empower people, and I'm just looking at the scene like, okay, is this supposed to be the part where I'm like, oh, this is about to make me get up my chair and clap my hands? Like, no. Going into this movie, I'll be honest, I thought that this movie would incorporate a supernatural force or have some time travel in it, because I was like, oh, they got the producers from Get Out and Us, so maybe they're gonna add a little razzle dazzle to this. But no, they didn't. The trailer was better than the movie. The trailer gave us everything we needed to know about the movie. The trailer basically was the movie, and I believe this movie basically banked off the fact that they had Janelle Monáe as the lead actress in this film. They banked on the fact that they had the producer from Us and Get Out. Alright, they didn't say Jordan Peele, so I was kind of confused, like, the producer from Us and Get Out, those both Jordan Peele movies, but Jordan Peele has nothing to do with this movie, so I'm like, what's going on, sir? The trailer was great, alright, but the trailer basically told us the story. There was nothing else we learned in the movie. There was nothing else meaningful we learned in the movie. Spoiler alert, my prediction for this plantation being a Civil War reenactment park came true. I predicted it. You know, I don't have a problem with me predicting something in a film and it coming into fruition, but it's just like this detail, they tried to pass it off as like, oh, this is a twist. You probably didn't expect that. They're like, no, we did. But we did though. Okay, anybody who knows what a Civil War reenactment park was probably already thinking that while they were watching the film. And I already know how this film was probably like brought up. It's like, hey man, what if like we made a movie about a Civil War reenactment camp, but it's really a low-key human trafficking ring? Let's make that into a film. And the writing was not good. I don't know how this got passed. Alright, I took a screenwriting class. I've like actually read screenplays and had to tell my professor if I would pass this off. If I saw this screenplay, I would not pass it off. I would not. You know, maybe they would have made a killing at the box office, okay, if the movie theaters were like open around the whole country, alright? But they aren't. If they were gonna make the money based off the fact that they had the producers from Us and Get Out, they had those names, they had the Janelle Monáe, alright, and they had the cool trailer to bring you in. But there was no horror in this movie. The suspense, not much was there. The thriller aspect, not much was there. I mean, the acting was great, the cinematography was great, the film looked really good, but the story sucks. The pacing is too slow, and the dialogue is meh. So yeah, this movie was, it tried to do something, but it just missed the mark. It really missed the mark, and I'm kind of disappointed. Like, when I saw the Rotten Tomatoes scores, I was like, whoa, this is getting a 30? I was like, hold up, I thought this movie was gonna be good. So I was like, I'm gonna watch it anyway. It's not too long of a film, I'm just gonna watch it. And I was like, wow, I'm so happy I did not spend my money on this film. But even though I didn't waste my money on this film, I still wasted my time. So that, you know, it's a trade-off, okay? But yeah, I did not enjoy this movie at all, except for seeing Janelle Monáe. She's a great actress and musician, by the way. So yes, if I had to give this movie a score, I'd probably give it a 4 out of 10. A 4 out of 10. I think a 4 out of 10 is fitting. There was just nothing that great about this film. There was nothing great at all. People lost money making this film, and I think it's karma. Because I see what they tried to do by selling this movie off as something from the producers of Us and Get Out. And it's going to be on that level, but it wasn't. Alright, this was a cash grab film to me. And it missed the mark. And it's a cash grab film that ain't going to grab a lot of cash. So, they really tried it. They really tried it. Don't watch this movie. It's not good. It's really not. It's not worth your time at all. There's nothing. There's bad movies out there that you can grasp something. Like, you could watch a bad comedy and you could get a little something. You could watch a bad horror movie and you could get a little something. You can't get anything from this film. But yes, that was the review from yours truly. Hopefully you enjoyed. And as always, this has been another Picante J video. So please remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and peace. Securing the purse and the bag and the suitcase. I be grinning, yeah.